Hello and welcome again to the Kill My Main Friends podcast. Today I have a very special guest in the building with me. He's a producer who's worked with the likes of Gigs, Scraps, Blade Brown, SN1 and many more. It's Boom Productions. What's going on, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
How you doing?
Yeah, can't complain, man. Good, man.
We just getting it in right now. We wanted to talk about how you first got into the music scene. Obviously you produced for a lot of the SN1 guys. Did you, when you were first producing, was it kind of with that guys or?
So basically, I used to DJ when I was younger, and then I got interested in how the songs were made and how did they make the beats and that, because I used to like the music and that. And then I got a laptop. I think I got Fruity Loops, and I just took it from there. I just started producing, like,
Best way forward.
not even producing. I just started putting sounds together and that. You know what I mean? And then at that time, SN1 was doing their thing, but it was like I don't know how long. Like I don't know how long they've been doing their thing for, but
yeah, but you knew about them.
yeah, a couple mutual friends and that, they had tunes and that. So
Yeah.
end up going studio, gigs and that, and hearing my stuff. I've known Kai's for long as well, so me and Kai's always worked and that.
So when's this? When we're talking, when's this like?
So I would say, oh mate, I don't know, man. Probably
Early on though.
early on, man. I'll say if I had to put a date, maybe like 2004, 2005, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably even before that. Still,
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I can't. Not 100%. So yeah, basically, anyway, I've always known Kais. We grew up together in a way. So we've always, anytime music's come up, we've always done stuff. You get me? Always done music and that. And then there was one point where Kais joined SM1.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously, because me and him already had that link,
Yeah.
because me and him were already friends, I would give my music to him or whatever. So then, and then I ended up going studio with Joe Grand, who I've known for a long time as well. And then he introduced me to everybody else. And then, yeah, and that's what it just went
And
from
was it
there.
always about like producing that kind of style of beats for you, or did you ever like experiment with any other stuff, or were you always kind of doing that kind of rap, grime kind of sound? You know what I mean?
At first, I was like trying to make grime or garage, not even garage. At that time, it wasn't grime, so I was trying to make like garage and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was trying to make like music that I listened to, like rap, like maybe even Rough Riders type beats, like Swizz beat. I was trying to just make sounds in it together. And then, but when I started working with them guys, like as a collective, like I started to like develop a sound based off what they would like
Course,
already.
yeah.
So like string heavy stuff,
Yeah.
808s and stuff like that. So then, like I didn't have that idea for a sound until I started working with them, and then they would select those beats over other beats, and then I'll keep making those type of beats.
Yeah, makes sense, man. So with that kind of stuff, like you're talking about kind of making your own sound as a collective, were you kind of making the beats on your own, then going to the studio with them guys, showing them, or were you always in a session that making the beats on the spot with them there, or is it a bit of both?
There's a bit of both. Like, so obviously I had to set up at home, so I'd be at home like making beats like all the time, 24/7. I used to be able to sit on the computer all. Do you know what I mean? Now
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hear
do that, but so I had that. But then also we used to use a studio called Unit 10. Shouts out to Unit 10. So I would be there a lot of the time, and I'll be making in between people's sessions, because people used to rap there. In between people's sessions, the computer would be free, and you could just be like making beats. And then sometimes
so-
people might walk in and be like, "Oh yeah," or they might be there already.
Yeah,
So both,
yeah.
bit of both, yeah.
Bit of both. And do you find it hard? I mean, maybe not so much as anymore, with, the success that you kind of had. But when you were first coming up, did you find it hard to kind of sustain production and make money and stuff like that? Because I know as a producer myself, like for the first 5-6 years, man, I was working other jobs at the same time. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, I think like obviously before, if you got like a hobby or you're passionate about something, not even a hobby, if you do something and then but it's not bringing in money, obviously you're gonna need to get money you know what I mean? You're gonna have to maintain somehow. So yeah, I think that goes with probably everything. So yeah, same with me as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, all of those things, man. All of those, and then when you start like me myself, I got family and stuff. So even before, and the scene's changed.
Yeah.
When we was doing music, it was more you were selling CDs for physical money. You know what I'm saying? So the whole downloading stream thing, that's something that's come over. So when I was
Definitely, yeah.
doing that, like especially the time you was talking about, the money thing was totally different. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, yeah, man, I don't think for me personally, the music's not about the money first and foremost. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously.
Yeah.
When you're good at something, then the money it's like a byproduct of that, innit? But first and foremost, it's the music. So I suppose, yeah, but yeah, man.
And so you're saying, you've been kind of with SN1 from the beginning and kind of seen the uprise of that. were they kind of the guys that you always thought they had the potential in them to be as big as, like, you know, Giggs has gotten now? I mean, working with literally the biggest stars in the world. Did you always think this is the guy? Or
You know what? Yeah, I've heard other people say this. Yeah, but you see the gigs that everyone sees, and that's always been him. So like, even though like he's doing all this, he's always done. Like, it always seems like he's always done big things.
Yeah.
He's always stepped up like level. He's always had that drive. So this is not a surprise to me. It's a surprise to me that I think maybe, like, obviously it is. It's not a surprise. It's like a how can I say it? It's like a because a surprise is like something that you're shocked about. Do you know what I mean? It's more like a welcome thing. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, man is like, raw, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm always, it's inspiring. That's what I'm saying. I'm always in awe of that stuff. So, but he's always been Giggs. You know what I'm saying? Hollow Man. He's always been the same way. How he is now, how you see him doing now, that's how he's been all the time. So, yeah.
And is there any, like, times when, say, on the productions that you produced for him, or maybe stuff that you've done in the past where, you know, you've been in the studio and you've been like, yo, this guy, or is there any memories that you maybe have of when Giggs has gone, yo, let me show you this track, and he's put you something on? Any memories come to your mind about hearing stuff from Giggs and being like, yo, this guy is...
Not specifically, but obviously when we was earlier on, because we was all together, there would always be instances where, like, you know, guys will come and preview their track or whatever, like, or not even preview it, like, they might put on the track. If I wasn't there when they were recording it, they're getting to hear that before everyone else. That's a moment, you get me? From Kais, Joe Grind, Giggs, anybody, like, having that privilege to be, that's always something as well that I'm always like, I always sitting back and think, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so nothing specifically sticks out, but even just having that privilege, it's a big deal. Yeah.
So what is it like in terms of, you know, how does the creative process work with you guys? Let's say, you know, you kind of have this new beat pack or whatever, and you go into the studio with the guys and you're playing them through it. Do they kind of jump on it on the spot, or did take it away with them? How does it work usually with you?
It's all individual with everybody I work with. A lot of the time nowadays, because of people's time constraints and that, a lot of the stuff is over the internet, which is not really I prefer more of a be in the studio thing. But yeah, everyone's different. Like Tiny Boost the other day, like, I was playing a beat and he just jumped. He's like, yeah, bam, went in the studio.
Sure.
Yeah, sorted out. You know what I mean? And came out. So, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just like that. Like, it's different people work different ways. Some guys, I don't get to see them as often, so it's more of an internet thing, phone call thing. So it's different. But yeah, man, yeah.
Sick. And so, like, obviously, we're producers, man. Like, do you find it hard sometimes to keep more of that backseat drive as well as in your productions? Because something I find that I struggle with, especially when I was first starting out producing, is that I might, like, overfill my beats because I'm thinking too much from my perspective and what I want to shine on the beat. Whereas with a producer, you know, you kind of a lot of the time playing the backseat and let the artist have their shine. Is that something that you struggled with? Yeah,
definitely. My friend Universe calls it he's an engineer. He calls it overcooking. You know, that when you spend so long on a beat and then you listen to it so long that you're not sure what was good and what was bad, and you start just, like, layering more, adding stuff and whatnot. So yeah, no, definitely. And another guy, a producer that helped me when I was coming up, a producer called he's a drum and bass DJ. I think his name's Basher. But he told me about when I was making beats, don't sit there for too long. Come away, do something else for 20 minutes. And that helped me a lot because sometimes when you're sitting down, listen, yeah, you see, like, late at night sometimes, I might be tired and I'll be making beats, and then in the morning when I get up and listen, I think, what was I doing last night? So sometimes just give it a rest, give it a break, come back to it fresh ears.
I think that's very important as well, man, because, like, especially, like, in this day and age, there's bare producers that are like, you know, I'm producing beats every day, new beat, new day, like, producing 5-6 beats a day, and it's like, but when you're doing that, you're not getting that time away to kind of refresh and, like, learn things, you know what I mean, that you can then go back and put that into your process. I think
it comes down to the individual. I think because I know some guys they're really talented, like, they can churn out beats, and not in the negative way. I'm not gonna say negative or positive, because some guys can sit down. Some guys might have a beat for 2 months and they work on it, but when you finally hear it, it's something. You sound like, bro, that's where the time went. You know what I mean? But that's not for everyone. And plus, you know, as you said, there's a lot of producers. Industry moves fast, so you know, them guys that can churn out beats quick, that's good for them, because that's the work. They're you know what I mean? Because things move fast. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I'm not a person that can churn out 10 beats in a day.
Yeah.
I just I don't know, man. I used to be able to, but who knows how much of them was good. I could churn out 10 beats. So,
I hear that.
you know what I mean?
Hear that. So what is it? So you're saying like you're not the kind of guy to churn out 10 a day. What's kind of your creative process like then? Do you just kind of, when you've got an idea in your mind, just sit at the laptop and do it on the spot, or is there any kind of things that you go through beforehand?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I'm terrible. I'm a procrastinator. So like, say like if when I make beats, I have to have PlayStation on, so that I can swap between the two, or even have the TV on.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
it's not a really. It's not. Don't have good habits, man. I don't have good working habits.
Each to their own, though, innit? But I mean, it's
Yeah,
work for
each to
you.
their own, but still, like I lack focus. But that's just the way I am. So I'll be like say if I was gonna make a beat now, if I had an idea in my head, I'll probably, before I even go to the computer, I might even play FIFA or something. You know what I mean? And then go to the computer, and then just start building on it really. But then I'll try not to spend too long on it. Like I'll even have a YouTube tab open and then watch something on YouTube, just something away from music, and then go back to that.
Definitely.
Just so I can keep on coming back with fresh ears and knowing that I'm on the right track. Sometimes you're working on something and you might come back to it later and be like, this was a waste of time.
I find that definitely, bro. Like you can really overcook yourself, like you were saying before, in terms of like you might have one melody that's sick, but because you've been sat on it for hours and hours, you've messed that melody up now.
You've not even messed up, you've forgotten that it was sick. Do you know what I mean? Someone else new comes in and is like, that is, you know what I mean? But you've worn your ears out.
Yeah, 100%. Man.
So yeah, man. Even there's another thing as well. I was talking to my friend about it the other day, because he came to my house and was making beats. I was saying to him, it's mad, yeah. I call it like backseat production, when you've got all these sounds on your computer, but because you've listened to them over and over again and played them in the way that you played them, you've kind of worn them out. You're like, but then as soon as someone else comes in and touches the keys a different way with the same sound, you're like, that's the sound.
Yeah.
Don't move, bro. That's the sound. Or do you know what I mean? Because just the way they're playing it, or it just sounds new again to you. So yeah, man, you got to take that into mind, because like I'm the type of guy as well. When I was coming up, I was always looking for new sounds, because we always had whack sounds. Because I'm coming from a time when people used hardware modules to create their sounds.
Packs.
Yeah, like it wasn't. Yeah, I used the first, like, I don't know if it's the first. I used Fruity Loops like 2 and 3. Do you know what I mean? It was cool. It weren't FL Studio. I used there was a hardware module and stuff like, like it wasn't bouncing. It was recording out live and stuff like that. So
they were the days, man.
yeah, I don't know, man. But the sounds, because I didn't have money and stuff, I had just Cubase, like the basic sounds, or Fruity Loops. So the sounds were terrible. But now there's such good sounds that, and you know what I mean.
Is that something that you've kind of absorbed, the amount of sounds that are available out there now, on all these different sample packs, or splice and stuff like that? Is that something that you're using now, or are you still kind of trying to work with more original sounds? You know what I mean?
Nah, I think I'm when it comes to making music, I think whatever it takes to make a beat. So I don't care like where I have to generate that sound from, or where it came from. Like I'm talking. Like I really don't care. Like when people talk about samples, loops, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say that I'll take 10 loops and make a beat and say it's original or anything like that. But I'm saying anywhere I have to make that sound good, I'm not bothered. So splice, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Any VST you're using, any loop pack you're using, as long as you do something to make it your own. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's all about that. For me. Some people are purists and that, like that's up to them. But for me, it's all about your ideas and imagination and what you come out with at the end. So
I agree with that 100%, man. I think there's kind of a little thing like in the producer community almost of using like loops and samples, and I'm like, that's what they're there for. At the end of the day, like back in the day, you had your hip hop producers going through crates of vinyls, and all that's happened is it's just easier to access now. You can go online and type in guitar samples, and all these samples will come up that you can use, whereas you'd have to go for all these vinyls. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think people have got a bit of a narrow-minded kind of point of view on it.
And they're royalty-free as well.
And they're royalty-free, exactly, man. So it's a win-win, I think, because at the end of the day, like, people are making money from making those samples. So everywhere down the line, producers are getting paid. Which
as long as if people don't illegally download them.
yeah.
But each to their own, innit? Each to their own.
Yeah,
bro.
No, definitely.
But most definitely. I think whatever it takes to make the thing. But people that purists that can. Some people like I always think when people can play. When I know producers that can play keyboard, like their keyboard skills are ridiculous. So I'm like, you're cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not fair. Like you can create anything you want. So yeah, you have to let me have my thing as well. Then
100%, bro. So do you think like coming off the back of the stuff that we're talking about before, coming up with SN1, do you think there's been like a
sorry, bro.
That's all good, bro. Do you think there's been like there has been like a change in the kind of the UK music scene, in the way that it's viewed now, and you know the way you look at the top 20 in the charts, and pretty much half of it is urban music. And I think, to be honest, SN1 and what Giggs is doing has a very big influence on that. If I'm being honest, so do you think that it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing that you know the UK music scene is being opened up so much, or do you think it's being kind of vultured upon?
I think it can't be a bad thing that young people are making money for their like, you know, you have to think about, it can't be a bad thing that this whole music has spawned an industry, innit? Like in terms of, along with like social media, you got people that are doing so much different things, working for themselves, making businesses, popping up all the time on social media. They got like encouragement in themselves because they see everything else that's happening, and that is kind of coincided with the music and technology as well. But like that can't be a bad thing. No, you know what I'm saying? So like, even people's arguments about like, even you know when people talk about drill and that, and then whatever they say is negative about it, it can't be a bad thing that young people can get shows, sell their music online or whatever, however, and make money the way they want to make money. Do you know what I mean? They don't need to conform and go to like college, whatever, and then you know do the job 9 to 5 route. They can actually do something what they want, what they enjoy doing. So I think that can't be a bad thing. It's created an industry. I don't think enough people give not even young people, but like this whole movement, they don't give it enough credit that it's created an industry. People that have created like media forums, do you know what I mean? Even podcasts and stuff, YouTube, it generates capital. And with that is people are gonna encroach upon that. Like how you said, vultures. Anywhere there's money, obviously big industry is gonna come in and look at that and be like, look at all the companies that want to attach themselves to things now. You know, I'm not gonna name companies now, but look at all the, you know what I mean, all the advertisement deals that people get and stuff like that. Because big companies see that this has generated money, and it's come from mandem. Like it ain't come from outside of. It's come from mandem. Like people that cultivated garage music, grime, whatever you want to call it, and then people that want to attach themselves to it. That's for them. They've done that. Yeah. You know, rap, you know, gigs, all it can't be a bad thing. It's a good thing. But then you're always gonna get big industry that want to slice a bit. That's just the way it is.
That's a sick answer, man. Yeah, I hear that, man. That's a sick answer. I hear that definitely, bro. So is there any like maybe not necessarily in the UK scene, but American scene, is there any kind of upcoming rappers that you're listening to at the moment? Like, yo, I fuck with this guy.
You know what? Yeah, he's not up and coming, but I listen to American rapper called Benny the Butcher.
Oh yeah, that's why I heard the name.
Yeah, he's cold, but he raps more in like what people would say like more traditional Brooklyn style New York beats and that, like Alchemist and that. Yeah. But his word game is proper, like he's serious.
Have you ever tried like reaching out to more American artists?
Not really, because we got so much artists over here. I don't think I'd even have time. You know what I mean? But nowadays the internet has made the world small, so you know those things. At one time, if people wanted to do that, I couldn't see a way of doing it. Now they can.
Yeah, just send an email now.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Or even, you know, put some work in, get yourself doing your thing over here, and then that will happen. It's almost the same pool now. Like it's not. I don't want to make it sound like it's something that's like the other side of the world. Like it can happen. Just put in your work, you know, and you'll get there.
Do you think that the UK scene is kind of running the game in terms of the direction of music at the moment? Not necessarily in terms of like pop music, but I think in urban music. Yeah, the sound.
UK?
Yeah.
I would say because of like the internet, like global, like the world is smaller because messages get places quicker. Like songs can bust quick. Like when I was younger, I used to listen to Bashment. It will take maybe there's a time period between a new song coming out over there and then coming over here, reaching over here. Nowadays it's instantaneous. Spotify. So I think it's not the UK. I think it's a global thing. Like groups like even Major Lazer, that have that world sound that you can't really pinpoint where it sounds like. Yeah, could be Bengali, it could be Caribbean, it could be Afro. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really pinpoint. That's just what it's like a global thing. I would say it's more those kind of island tropical musics that dictate the sound now. Them kind of tropical sounds and them
Definitely,
islandy,
man.
you know what I mean? People will have Afro beat or I don't know what they want to, Afro swing or whatever.
Yeah.
Even Bashment influenced music. You know, Major Lazer and that DJ Snake and all those kind of that kind of sound. Yeah, I think
Definitely,
that's
bro.
what runs the thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, even just with Major Lazer, like I say, Diplo, he's like, for me, a big inspiration as a producer. Like, runs a game, bro. Like, if you look at his back catalogue of stuff, it's crazy, man. So I just wanted to play a quick round with you, bro. I've got a game called Underrated or Overrated.
Is it about? All right, go on then.
So I'm gonna name off a couple of topics, and I want you to say whether you think they're overrated or underrated, and why. So the first one is selling beats online.
I can't give a definitive answer on that.
It doesn't have to be.
I'll just say, listen, I know people that sell beats online, and I know people that hold their art close to them, and like they wouldn't do that and stuff. I think each their own. Like,
Have you ever done it?
Have I sold beats online? No, I've never sold a beat. I've never done like the as I said, I don't make enough beats. You know, like I don't wanna make it sound negative, but what do you call it again? Type beats thing.
Type beats, yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't be able to do that anyway because I wouldn't be able to make enough. Do you know what I mean? I'm really envious of people that can make 10 beats and then they actually sound and
on a level.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So but I don't see nothing wrong with it. So I can't really say underrated or overrated. It's each to their own. Whatever you feel like is the way for you, man. If you can make 10 beats in a day and you can make money doing that, who might tell you not to do that, man? Come on, man. Get your money, B. However you can.
And just kind of reverting off that with selling beats online, obviously that's a way for people to kind of reach out to the artists that they might not have to connect to. And like, I know you've got your kind of circle with SN1, but is there any other artists that you've worked with that you can tell us maybe how you reached out to them that weren't necessarily already in your kind of group? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've hit up artists on social media before.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but obviously people might say, oh, they might know who you are already. So I'm not saying other people might not be as easy for them. Do you know what I mean? Depending on where they're coming from. I would say you just got to put in that work. You just got to try to, you know, work on your craft and believe in yourself. That sounds cliche, but if you're coming from a place of nobody knows who I am, nobody knows what I'm doing, then you're gonna start somewhere.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I think that's people kind of get a bit put off producing in the first like 3 to 4 years because people aren't really getting back to them. But it's like you got to build yourself up, and I think it's the same with every industry, man. You know, I got friends that are dancers, musicians, artists, and that first 1 to 5 years is the hardest thing, man, because you're not really seeing money, you're not really seeing people for, unless you obviously, you know, you get people that get lucky and blow up, or maybe not even lucky, but you know what I'm saying. But I think people get very discouraged when they're not like making moves in the first 5 years, and it's like, look at gigs, man. Like, how many?
Bruv, not even. Do you know what? Yeah, gigs is a mad inspiration, but even every single one of them, like, even not even just I'm talking about my own, like SN1, like there's been other artists I've seen go from strength to strength. Like, I see them from, you know what I mean, from back in the day doing this thing. I've been doing music for a long time, and I've met through the journey of music. I've met a lot of artists. I've seen them, and now looking at what they're doing, even some, you might even say that they weren't like for a longer period of time than 5 years. But then maybe now they're just getting like the, you know, like they may be getting recognition that other people think they should get. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That other people are now saying, oh yeah, nah, that's what you should. You know what I'm saying? That's whatever, innit? Like, whatever. So
I think it's, as well, like you say, man, everyone's the individual, man. Like for me, I talk about like, you know, the first 5 years and all this, but then you got H from Manny, who's just changed the scene up within a year. Do you know, like a year ago, bro, H wasn't really about, and now it's like he's shutting down Wireless Main Stage. So it's like, I mean, it can happen for you at any time.
But I don't know, like I don't know H. So he could have been making music for time though.
Yeah.
And we don't know, bro. Because in his neighborhood, brothers could have been feeling him for time and trying to tell other people like, bro, my man. But it takes a certain amount of time for that bubble to expand. You get me? So now we're hearing it now and thinking, right, where did he come from? Them time he's been putting in work. We don't know. We just don't know, bro. Like, so
100%, bro. I think that's the case with a lot of people as well. So the next one on the underrated and overrated is mixing and mastering skills.
Again, man, you're asking me. Man, that one's a hard one as well, because you know what? If you can do it, you can do it. But at the end of the day, I always say as well, I'm not afraid to pay the baker for bread, yeah? As in to say, like, you know, like when someone does a job and does it well, you can pay them to do it. Yeah, not every time. And I'm the type of person, I do a lot of stuff myself. You get me? Like, my MacBook, yeah, if something happens on it, I'm gonna open it myself before I take it to the shop, bro, because it's out of warranty and that, and I don't feel like paying their fees. So, but at the same time, though, when it comes to mixing and mastering, but if someone does a good job and that, or any job, any industry, if you know someone that does, don't be afraid to pay them for it. But then if you got the skills yourself and you trust yourself, yeah, man.
No, I hear that 100%.
I would say, you know what, I would say that's probably underrated because you can't have too much knowledge in it. So even if you are gonna let someone else do it, at least you should know for yourself. So it's underrated. More people should have more information.
I agree with that, bro. I think there's a lot of people that don't even know the difference between like engineers and producers as well. Because obviously, I'm sure you as well. Like when you're working with artists and it's like, no, I just produce, man. Like I don't really do vocals and all this, and it's like they're like, what? You don't do both? But it's like different skill sets, man.
Yeah,
and I feel like for me anyway, like I can mix, I can master, but like you say, man, pay the baker to do his job at the end of the day. Because I think there's a lot of skill and time and effort taken in engineering, which would have took away from my production learning, and made me maybe look at things in a different way. So yeah, man, I agree with that. The last one, underrated or overrated auto-tune.
Again, yeah, I don't even have a debate. Each to their own, man. Like I love songs with auto-tune on it. Some songs are annoying.
I agree with that.
I don't know what else to say, bruv. Like some tunes sound sick. Bruv, T-Pain was sick. So yeah, like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. I like it on when it's done well. When it's done, it sounds sick.
I feel like a lot of the auto tuning now, because it's got to the point where the VSTs and the engineers are so good that like it's hard for it to sound bad now.
Yeah,
as well.
100%. Yeah, you're probably, I've never thought about it like that, but that's probably 100% right. Everyone, so even the artists. I know artists that know how to use, and before they wouldn't really engineer, but they know all the settings on the auto tune. They know how to make their voice, even reverb. Exactly, they know what sound they're going for. You don't even need to mix them, bro. Like they know exactly what they, you know what I mean. So, and that's an artist that knows that.
Definitely, man. So what have we got? What upcoming that I can look forward to, bro?
So obviously, the gigs tour just got announced, didn't it? So everyone should definitely, get your tickets, man. If this is this gonna come out before that, then yeah, definitely the gigs tour. I'm working on my own stuff. Should have some tunes coming out. Yeah, man.
Cool. So is that going to be a project where it's like you featuring other artists on your tracks?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you done that before?
I did, yeah. I got that CD, Welcome to Boomsville. It's over 10 years old now.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, man.
About time.
If you're feeling nostalgic, check that out too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'll just check out anything SN1 I'm about. I'm on there. You know, if you haven't, I know the Big Bad album's been out for a while now, so shame on you if you haven't heard it, but grab that.
Definitely.
Got a piece on there as well. So yeah, man, just working, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, I look forward very much to hearing that stuff, bro.
Yeah, no worries.
And thank you for coming through on the show.
No worries, my bro, man. Anytime, man.
This has been Boom Productions. Where can we find you on socials, bro?
So on Insta, my Insta's Boom Productions SN1. I think my Twitter is Boom SN1 as well. Yeah, so my Twitter's Boom SN1. I need to re-sign into that still. I haven't signed it.
It's been a while.
My Instagram, I'm always on that, and that's Boom Blast SN1.
Go hit him up, man. Go follow the guy. One of the best producers out of the UK right now. Thank you very much again for coming on the podcast, my guy.